Welcome to Beyond the Digital, darling.
A sneak peek behind the scenes at Beyond the Dawn.
Banter and all.
So get cozy, strap in, grab a brew, and enjoy. Hey! Welcome to another episode of
Welcome back.
Beyond the digital.
Beyond the Digital.
Darling.
Wanna get digital. Tell me are you digital? Let me make your business talk.
Nice.
You guys are probably too young to even know that song.
Oh,
Do you know that song? It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think, is it Olivia?
Don't ask me who sung it.
No,
I have no
I'm
idea.
not sure who sang.
There was a famous Olivia before Rodriguez, and she was, can't remember. Perimenopausal brain has hidden her surname. Olivia Newton-John. There it is. Da-da-da-da.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I wondered where that was going. Okay. Yeah, and she was in Greece with not John Lennon, the other one,
John Lennon.
John Travolta. What I do think, I do
There's too
believe
many
that the names thing, when it
Mhm.
comes to the perimenopausal side of my life right now, is perhaps the funniest symptom
Yeah.
of whatever hormonal situation is occurring in my brain right now. And somewhere, something is making the decision, like, we're just going to lose that word just for a moment.
I must have been perimenopausal my whole life then, because I cannot remember names. Like celebrities' names. Don't ask me that kind of question.
It's not just
No.
names for me, it's actual words. And I've been writing things, and I'm sat and I'm like, there's a word for this.
Don't know it.
I know a word exists for
Yeah.
this. And for somebody who's always had what I consider to be quite a stellar vocabulary,
Mhm.
it is one of the most frustrating things in the world.
Yeah.
The good thing is that it's been happening so frequently now for easily a year, maybe a year and a half. And I feel like all of the people in my world that are close to me are used to it happening to me.
Yeah.
So nobody's annoyed with me. Nobody's trying to force me
No.
to spit it out. I can say with complete certainty, you know, not John Travolta, the other one, and everyone just goes, "Oh yeah, she's lost that name."
And then half an hour later, you have the name.
Yeah.
And
and
the
it just-
conversation carries on.
yeah.
And you just have to see if you can pick it back up
Yeah.
from where I've thrown it, because the world has moved on and nobody knows what Dawn's still talking about. Anyway, there it is. I wanted to invite you, gorgeous ones, to this episode, and I really want to call this episode "Don't Let Elon Knock You Up."
Interesting. Okay. I'm excited. for
Don't
this
be.
episode. No, I'm excited to learn. You
Oh,
always,
I see.
You always
Educate
teach
me.
us stuff.
Okay, well, I'm being a little bit clickbaity with "Don't let Elon knock you up." I thought about "Don't let Elon knock you down," but it just seemed like such a missed opportunity.
Not got the
Yeah,
same ring
doesn't
to it
hit
as
the
It doesn't, and it
no.
doesn't come with the same safety warning for all women everywhere, which I do feel is like a little Brucey bonus. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of information online over the ridiculous behaviour that has occurred over in America in the last few weeks, and you know, America's first lady Donald Trump has allowed for Elon Musk to use America's whole system, like entire societal system, as his playground. And there's a lot to talk about that. So I really just wanted to talk a little bit of the madness of the world stage, and in a sort of way that educates enough, but perhaps doesn't make you want to, you know, bang your head against a wall. Because I do think that comedy right now might be the thing that saves us.
I agree.
So what I'm finding is that a lot of our American clients have needed some soothing from us. Just in knowing that the UK and people that they know in the UK are, in fact, standing with them and rooting for their highest good, which is obviously the exact opposite of the daily regime of Princess Jessica Trump. Princess Donald Jessica Trump, who, you know, is making a beautiful, strange first lady right now over there and shitting the bed in a way that history will never forgive. So, yeah, like, how do people deal with what they're doing right now? Because, and I wanted to talk to you about this great conversation that my sister and my brother-in-law had with me and my partner about the dead cat on the table. Have you heard this theory?
No.
So it's called the dead cat on the table, and the idea is that say, for instance, a group of powerful people are around a table and they're all talking about very important things and discussing things, and you want to take the attention away from what's really happening. You throw a dead animal on the table, everybody's mortified, everybody starts panicking, everybody wants to, you know, sort out the dead cat, and they stop talking about what they were talking about. They are distracted, they are dysregulated, and then they are primed to be manipulated. And the only political thing I will say, because, you know, this is a medium to discuss, and whilst free speech still exists, God knows for how much longer, I will say it. And I think that is one of many misdirection type of tactics that the current American government in situ are using. And I say government in situ because I know that the core basis of the majority of it is Princess Donald Jessica Trump and her Right Honourable Lady Elon Musk. They are women now because they declared all people to hold the gender of their conception, which, if you know anything about biology, is we all start female. So congratulations, ladies. But, you know, I do think that that's what they're doing, but they are enabled to some degree by the flying monkeys, for lack of a better term, around them. So, you know. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to, first of all, kind of talk about how we can try and not let this knock us off our flow, because I do think that there are a lot of especially our American sisters, who are right now not doing a particularly good job focusing on their own businesses because they are thwomped every morning by another thing, like a whack-a-mole. They get up in the morning, they put on the radio, they put on the TV, there's another thing, and it is physically stopping them from functioning towards the good within their business. It's stopping them from earning the money they should be earning. It's stopping them from having the mindset that they should have. It's stopping them from being able to go and boss it the way that they've been bossing it for how many years. And I think, isn't that just a great extra brute bonus for them that they're able to do that? Because they are inadvertently or completely intentionally, you know, pulling you down even more. And the more you fall, the more that you don't have control, the more that you're letting those things slide. You know, I'm not suggesting that you ignore your emotional or mental state. I know that it's very difficult. You do need to stop. You do need to take care of yourself. But also there's a moment where you're going to have to realise that we are less than 4 weeks into what is going to be a 4-year term. You cannot let this stop you every single day. You can't allow the tide of this to stop you every day. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, if you're a woman anywhere in the world, planet Earth or Mars, and you're listening to this, don't have sex with Elon Musk.
I think that's a good place to start.
Good advice.
I feel like, I mean, I don't want to give myself the Nobel Prize right now. I feel like that, you know, that though is stellar universal advice. Just don't let him do that to you. I mean, he's doing that to the world as is. He doesn't need a personal representation, thanks. and this guy is a self-proclaimed baby machine. He's trying to create more tiny mini Lex Luthors. Please, my darlings. Love Honey is still alive and well. Ann Summers is still alive and well. There is Tinder. There is Bumble. There is Hinge. There are other places to get it. Doesn't matter what kind of drought you're in. Even, girl, go and have yourself a bubble bath or a very long shower. You don't need to sleep with Elon Musk. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. And if I ever start a revolution, that might be the name of the club.
Yeah.
Don't let Elon knock you up. For God's sake. Okay, so do you want to hear about the executive orders that, the worst influencer for fake tan in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah? Okay. So, I'm going to read a little bit to you here.
Okay.
As of February 27th, 2025, and the reason why I'm giving you that date is because if you listen to this in the future, I want you to know roughly around the time that this went out. Princess Donald Jessica Trump has signed 73 executive orders.
73? Jeez.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
These orders address a wide range of policies. Can you guess what policies they cover? There's no wrong answer here.
I don't know.
No, I feel like I don't even know enough to make a guess.
Just a lot of bad shit.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing good.
Yes, Natalie. I mean, you get the gold star. That categorizes
That kind of
everything.
holds everything under one. Yeah.
He's got the whole world down his pants. And he shit the bed. Anyway, so some of these are going to make us sad.
I expected that.
Yeah.
But what I want to tell you is that not all of them have been accepted.
Okay.
So he makes these, signs them himself,
Mhm.
but then where do they go to get approved?
So they go through the courts, and the way the American legal system works is that some things have to go through like a higher judgment,
Okay.
but they have this fail-safe in their political situation, and that's called the Constitution. And don't quote me on all the ins and outs. I am no expert. I just happen to have a partner who's incredibly intelligent and understands this. So oftentimes during a bottle of red wine, he will educate me on all of the things that I don't know about this stuff. But basically, the way I think it works is that the Constitution is like a set of rules that was built into all of the laws in order to make sure that democracy would be served, and that even if somebody came along and radically changed laws and bylaws and all the rest of it, they couldn't completely disintegrate the democracy of America into a dictatorship or a fascist regime.
Right.
Which is obviously, I don't think it's any surprise to the globe that is what is being attempted here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think what happens is he signed 73 executive orders. They will not all pass, but we shouldn't. You can't rely on them not passing because he has enough clout. He's made sure that his high courts have enough Republicans in them. That some of them will go through, and it's actually incredibly difficult right now for them to block certain things. They need to have a solid legal reason. So he's going to get away with a lot more shit than people would expect he'd be able to. And he's going to be blocked on some stuff, without a shadow of a doubt, and that will be great, but not enough. Okay. But just for the fun of it, I want you to kind of recognize how you feel about these as I go through them. So I need to be quick, so I'm going to go through it. So the first one that maybe not the first one that he signed, but the first one on my list was ending federal support for DEI programs. Now, DEI is a term well known in America. It's basically diversity and equality and inclusion.
Right.
So basically, he ended radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. So basically ending illegal discrimination. And what he says is restoring merit-based opportunity. So right now, big company, well, any company actually, but like there is an ethical law that has been running through America, which has been something that other countries as well have adopted and you know, all the better, where we don't allow illegal discrimination. So, you know, John comes for the job and Sam comes for the job, and John is more qualified and John is, you know, able to start next week. Sam is unqualified and can't start for 2 months, but Sam gets the job because he's white. You're not allowed to do that. Right? You are now. That's what he's gone for. So the idea now is that you can discriminate as much as you like.
And they can't have an opinion about it.
No, so like you as a woman, oh sorry, you didn't get a job because you're a woman. We don't think a woman could actively be CEO of this company. So
and they're allowed to say that openly.
Yeah, there's no such thing as illegal discrimination in America if this goes through. So right now, yeah, exactly. Right now, a judge in Maryland has issued a preliminary injunction blocking big portions of the order and citing potential violations of the constitutional principles, including free speech rights. So we don't know the outcome of that one yet, but somebody has tried to stop it. This one's a big one. Curtailing birthright citizenship. So this denies citizenship to children born in the US whose parents aren't citizens or lawful permanent residents. So previously, if you gain automatic citizenship in the place you are born.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, you were over there on a work visa or whatever, you had a baby, that baby would automatically have American citizenship or something like that.
Yeah, they end up having like dual, don't they? So they can
Right.
both.
Right. He's trying to get rid of that. If you're an illegal alien, you're not getting immediate citizenship.
So where would your default citizenship be?
Yeah, that's it. It's like, where would it default back to?
I mean, again, doesn't that automatically...
That does not make sense. Like, what if your mum's from one country and your dad's from another country? Like,
where would you,
you were born in America, they were not. Where would that lie? Where would your default citizenship to? I'm a bit
so
flabbergasted.
that innocent baby
now
is a legal alien of the world. Like, doesn't belong to any country.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's not that baby's fault. And also, don't you also
so.
want new American babies? Like, don't you want new American citizens? Like, again, it's a discriminatory law. So this is why people are starting to say that this is a fascist regime, because the idea is that they're not going to have any kind of diversive citizenship. This one's a bad one. Try not to get upset by this one. Suspension of refugee admissions. So he tried to make it so that you can't flee a war-torn country and go to America. You won't be there will be refuge in America, which you know, if you talk to our Jewish American friends, is a massive thing, because there are huge communities of Jewish citizens, American citizens that are Jewish because they did flee war.
That's it.
And so I don't know, like the tapestry of America is built up of people who have gone there because they
Yeah.
are refugees, and now it's just like no more.
Mhm.
And imagine you being the person who was a refugee, or more likely the grandchild of that refugee or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and knowing that like that opportunity that you got back then isn't now available. Crazy. But
Wild.
they have tried to block that as well. They're saying that it nullifies congressional intent. So who knows, that might also get done. Okay. Healthcare price transparency, mandating the disclosure of actual healthcare service prices by insurers and hospitals. That one's not actually too bad. That one you could say is relatively quite positive. Maybe
Yeah.
he signed it by accident.
Maybe.
But what that does is it enhances transparency to healthcare costs for consumers.
Yeah.
Which means
So they know what they'd be paying before they got.
Which it should happen now.
Yeah.
But in America, the system is so broken that you can go to a hospital that is covered by your insurance, but there can be doctors within that hospital working that aren't covered by your insurance. And if you get assigned a doctor that isn't covered by your insurance, you may have the whole hospital stay covered, but you still might have to pay that doctor for whatever that doctor did. And if you've had surgery or something, you know, that is somewhat severe, then you're talking tens of thousands of pounds that you did not know you were spending until months after whilst you're in recovery. And that is just
wild, isn't it?
Wild. Reduction of federal bureaucracy. I don't understand that one. This is the layoffs. So they've basically fired so many of their federal workers. He fired something like 300 workers that were in charge of the nukes. And then he had to retract. They sent the email, fired them, and they had to retract. And they luckily got 250 of the 300 people back working. But he didn't even know what he was doing. He fired the people who are in charge of the little red buttons.
Wild.
Right?
It just shows he's not.
I have no
reading
words.
No.
I don't know what
He's
to
just
say.
signing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, pass me that pen. I don't give a shit what it
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
I'm just going to scribble on that piece of paper just there.
Right. And also, there was this reporter who went and had a conversation with him and then talked about it afterwards, because they've also been blocking news outlets from being at the White House. So that they are actively now creating almost like a propaganda framework like Russia, where only certain newspapers that are cultivated are allowed to come in and actually review what he's saying. And he's keeping out the ones that might criticise, and he's allowing in the ones that will...
Bonkers.
You're right.
It
So
is.
Free speech and all of that.
Fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, the language on this one is bad.
It's fine. I think if there's ever a podcast for us to swear, this is the one. So yeah, and also, did you know that some of the federal workers that they laid off are the national park federal workers? So like Yellowstone and some of the big national parks. So like nobody's maintaining or looking after them anymore, and those are massive resource centres for lots of different nature projects. Like we're also talking about, you could slip into the whole climate discussion here, because those areas will no longer be protected or taken care of, or any of those things. Absolutely crazy.
It is.
Also, he's withdrawn from international agreements. So he's withdrawn from the Paris Climate Agreement.
Oh.
And he's withdrawn from the World Health Organization.
Right.
He also withdrew his support for Ukraine, although I do believe that there's been some discussion back in that direction this week.
That is what I've watched on the news.
They're close to a deal with Ukraine over minerals.
Yes. That's what I have seen on the news. He's making a deal with Zelensky about the minerals that are within Ukraine. So he's helping them, but it's benefiting America financially.
Yeah.
Oh, massively in the billions.
Yeah.
But that's the only language she speaks. So
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think, Zelensky for world president. But I think
He's a trooper.
oh
Yeah.
my, that man. Yeah. I think if you need a little bit of a pick me up, go back to the European board that they had recently talking to Ukraine about their solidification of their support for Ukraine and what they're going to do, because obviously Ukraine have wanted to join NATO, and that's a whole other political thing. But there was this, I would say conference is probably the correct term for it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, mainstream media are not showing much of it, but you can get reams of it on TikTok. So there is still a little bit of information not being hidden, which is great. And I watched these European world leaders stand up and talk directly to Zelensky about the support that they are willing to provide and what esteem the Ukraine is held in, and the war atrocities that have happened. And it was really quite heartwarming. And no matter which, whether you believe that Putin is actually a fantastic person in the world or not, there's something heartwarming about people coming together and saying, you didn't do this, and this wasn't fair on you. And because the other thing is, as well, is depending on how you feel about all of this stuff, there is no denying that Ukraine right now is the defense wall. It's the sea wall between a tidal wave of war and Europe, all of Europe, us included.
Yeah.
If Ukraine hadn't fought with such valor, then it would have seeped into all of us.
Yeah.
You can say that Russia wouldn't have invaded other countries, but you can't be sure, because these world leaders, man, they're off the tits.
You never know the next move.
I always thought that North Korea's situation, or is it South Korea's situation? Forgive me.
I get them mixed up.
A dictatorship with Kim. Yeah. And even Dennis Rodman can't save that situation. If you send Dennis Rodman in and he can't save it, then the world is definitely screwed. Do you know who Dennis Rodman is?
No idea.
No.
He's like a 7-foot cross-dressing ex-NFL basketball player.
Right.
No, NFL's not right, is it? Is that baseball?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure.
Don't know.
Yeah, and he is. I'll see if I can get a picture of him for you, because he is rad, man. I don't know whether he is considered a good man or a bad man in the world, but I've never seen him say or do anything horrendous, but that doesn't mean he hasn't.
No.
He decided to befriend the dictator of South Korea.
Okay.
And he's like best pals with Kim Jong. Yep.
Interesting choice of friend.
Right.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when Donald Trump was president last time, he got involved. He got right in there. I don't know. I need to look this up. Maybe that could be an episode in itself. But Dennis gets himself involved in the politics. And I'm not sure whether he smooths stuff over.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If he does, then all hail Dennis Rodman. And if not, then I retract my statement.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been a bit crazy. But what I will say is that when you're looking for comforts, we need to know that these things are happening, because right now he deported a lot of immigrants out of America, and he deployed what they call their anti-immigration police. Yeah. Or no, that's probably not right. I don't know, but their immigration enforcement officers are immigration. It's not enforcement officers because it would be IEO, but it's ICE. I don't know what the C stands for. And the point is they're called ICE.
Yeah.
And they've been deployed all over America, even into primary schools. And there has been reports of the smallest children being removed from their classrooms without their parents' knowledge and being detained and taken. Wow. So if you think about all the horror stories that we heard over the Mexico border and families being ripped apart and tiny babies being taken away from their mothers and never being reunited again, and just the mass kind of displacement of humans from their families and stuff. There's been a lot of that going on, and he shipped them all somewhere. I feel like it was Guantanamo Bay again. These might be fake news because right now I'm relying on my memory, which is not an accurate. Just remember that. Always fact check the things that I'm not reading off my phone, because I don't mean to get it wrong, but my memory is not great. But he sent them somewhere, and then there was some legal reason why he didn't get away with it. So he had to take them all out again and put them somewhere else. So they've been displaced twice. So that's gone on as well.
It's awful.
Oh, just awful. And 50% of the produce that is for America are on farms that are manned by immigrants, and not necessarily illegal immigrants, but they're manned by immigrants. So he's cut off 50% of America's food supply by taking them. And one of the things that's been the most heavily affected is eggs. So you might be struggling to navigate the chaos of divorce, and if you are and you've listened to any of our episodes recently, you'll know that you're not alone. I'm really lucky that I have had the support of Lindsay Hall in my network. She's a divorce coach, and she's based here in the UK, which is fabulous. And basically, she's dedicated to helping you reclaim your life. Together, the community that Lindsay has created really helps turn overwhelm into more of a clarity, and to help you take control of your next chapter with confidence and, dare I even say, grace. Now, for all of us, it's different. Maybe you need emotional support, practical advice, legal advice, or just somebody who really truly understands it. I find that Lindsay's content and her advice, it's just so much different to some of the friends and family that we have that just maybe can't fully understand what it's like in a time like this. Big shout out to Lindsay Hall. Check out our show notes and our group description for getting in touch, because she's a really good resource and she can just help in a way that so many others around us sometimes can't.
I have seen something about it I didn't understand. I've not delved deep into as an egg eater.
We'd be fucked.
Yeah, we eat a lot of eggs.
We eat a lot of eggs between us because we're constantly looking at our protein.
I have seen something about America and eggs, but I've not read into it.
Do you want to know how much a small 6 egg pack costs right now in America? Yeah. $8.
What?
Yeah, and it's rising.
Wow.
It's wild.
It's rising. And he cut off his trade deals with China. He cut off his trade deals with Canada. Took me a minute. Sorry, brain went for a second there. And he's talking about cutting off trade deals with us. He was talking about a 25% additional tax, which I think is what he's already charged China. But then China was like...
China rebelled against that and charged him like 30.
He turned around and gone, all right, well, we'll charge you 30.
Yeah.
How's about that? We have more... Yeah, we have more American, imports for you. Like, we want to play a dirty game, let's all do it kind of thing. Yeah. So I do think it's interesting for us as entrepreneurs, because we know that the American, like Wall Street right now is, a very weird place to be. And we know that their economy is taking a absolute nosedive. In fact, the economy is crashing out more than the planes are. And there have been, 5 or 6 significant plane crashes because he fired TSA air control operatives. So like they are a burning garbage can. America is on fire, and it is not good. So from our perspective, we look at that and we're like, okay, so that's going to affect the world stage economy. That's going to affect healthcare. It's going to affect everything. So it's about knowing enough about it to be able to steer your ship away from that big tidal wave, or, you know, maybe take a few people on and rescue them onto your boat if you can. But it also, you can't let yourself be distracted by it, because I genuinely don't believe that this is getting better anytime soon. Every single day, it's just a case of survival, and it's just a case of making sure that your focuses that benefit you and what you need, you know, to pay your bills. And it's difficult, because how do you still pursue your main focuses and your passions when you've got bills to pay, and, you know, the country that you live in is on fire?
It's crumbling.
And the UK can only control how this affects us to a certain degree. And I'll tell you what the really worrying thing is. I'm going to say it. I'm going to get political, UK political, not just because I honestly think that hating on Donald Trump now is not a political thing. It's just like a entertainment hobby that we've picked it up.
It's
you know,
everywhere.
like, you know, when cross stitch had its day and everyone was like just trendy to cross stitch. Like now it's just so cool to hate on Donald Trump. Like it's not even a political agenda. It's just cool to dislike the orange man. But I do worry in a real, genuine political way, not even for comedy value, not even to try and save your mindset and emotional well-being with a bit of comedy and light relief. Genuinely, the amount of support that is happening in the UK for the Reform political party and Nigel Farage and his goonies, it is worrying. It's really worrying. And that's because the world stage looks to America as the example. And when one fascist bully comes out and says, I think it's okay to discriminate, women are a lesser class, a husband should be able to decide whether that woman is allowed to have an abortion or not, or whether she's allowed to have a bank account or not, or whether she's allowed to have a job or not. And the big corporations will choose on gender, will choose on race, will choose on all of these different things willy-nilly without taking anything into account. Like, I do fear what that looks like for us. And like right now we're watching America and going, it must be bad to be an American. But I really do think that we might need to actually take a little look around at our own circle of grass, because if we don't think that fire is spreading, we are wrong.
Always spreads, doesn't
it? This is not an America problem. This is a world problem.
Is definitely.
It's like being next to the mouldy orange in the sack of oranges and they all go mouldy.
Yes. It just takes one bad egg. One expensive bad egg. Right. Right. And millionaire eggs used to be a delicacy, but not anymore.
No.
There's a 100-year egg in it. I don't know what I'm talking about, millionaire egg.
Do you mean the Fabergé?
No, I was talking about the. Have you never seen them? The old, like the really old
They
eggs.
look disgusting.
No.
You know which ones I'm on about? Sometimes on reality shows, they're like, it's like a dare, isn't it, for them to eat them? And they're like, I don't know if they're cooked and then kept.
I'm not sure.
But they're like, they go green. They're practically green.
Oh, no,
like really
disgusting.
moldy. Yeah.
Should I get us some?
No.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No. So, I mean, I do think that the comedy elements to what happened, like, it's so ridiculous that there is comedy in it, and those things give me a little bit of pause, because I think we do need that. People need that to cope at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think also we've learned from history, and anybody who's out there who works in marketing, or anybody who's out there who has ADHD or autism, actually, I'm going to throw that into there because that's 100% accurate. We are great at looking for patterns, and we've seen this play out before. But I did think to myself, I wonder if the internet will be a redeeming feature, because the Second World War, the communications between the countries on civilian level were much, much reduced. We're talking about letters. You know, not emails. There was, we're going back to 1930s through to 1940s. So, like, will this be different? Will we unite? Because there are more of us than there are of them. Is this going to be more French Revolution than Second World War? Because at what point do we all stand together and make sure that this doesn't turn into a Hunger Games situation? Like, the amount of citizens that could have stormed the Capitol before the Capitol could have made itself so is the ironic thing when you think about that. And every dystopian movie, I feel, has almost trained us for this moment. At what point will the people rise and say no?
And will it?
And will we? Will you? And how do you do that? And I think to myself, like, everybody has an opinion over Germans when the Nazis started to take control and how they behaved, and whether they did things that supported the effort or whether they did things that actively saved lives against the effort. And people will say, like, oh, if I'd have been in Nazi Germany at that time, I would have taken in refugees, or I would have taken in Jewish people, or I would have hidden people in my basement, or I would have done this and I would have done that. And the truth of the matter is, like, you've never been put in that position before.
You're in it, you don't know.
But you're about to be. So you might want to have a little think about your own model standing, your own model framework, and would you take a bullet to the head to save a family that's hiding in your basement? It's a tough question, man. But, like,
you can't make that decision until you're faced with it.
And we're not in it yet, but our friends are. Our friends are. At the moment where people are dragged off the street without being read their rights by the police, and that's not being sorted. At the moment where children are being taken from their school classrooms without their parents' knowledge and detained in Guantanamo Bay or whatever, wherever, that's, you know, we're looking at anti-Semitism, we're looking at anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ, we're looking at anti-Black, we're looking at racism in its highest order. And just to top it off, if America wasn't fulfilled with the most fascist, patriotic kind of evil, this week it was declared that Andrew Tate and his brother have decided to fly back from Romania to America. So they didn't have all the donkeys back in the zoo, but they're periodically bringing them home to roost.
Two absolute weapons.
But this is the thing: weapon is the right distinction, because they're all weapons, weapons of mass destruction. So I don't know what I can do to help the world other than help my little corner of the world. But one thing that we did do this week was we made a t-shirt and we put it on Etsy, and the t-shirt has a big rainbow flag behind it, and it says MAGA, which is their statement, isn't it?
Make America great again.
Make America great again. Only the t-shirt says Make America gay again. It's a small little act of rebellion. But also another small act of rebellion was the Google programmer that made Donald Trump's name be autocorrected to rapist. So that was
Yeah.
really good.
It's the little things, isn't it?
And somebody put a poster of Elon Musk in London doing the Nazi salute. That was also funny. Goes from 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds.
Quite like the design of that.
Yeah, so that's been done professionally, and
Yeah.
somebody has put that on a bus stop. That's in the middle of London. Right, so these are the everyday heroes, and
Yeah.
I've mentioned him before, but Andrew on TikTok, if anybody wants to know who this creator is, when we put out the little cute videos that we do for the podcast, I will tag Andrew in. If you're not following him, follow him, because he is an excellent source of comedy and light relief, but he also does give facts, pure facts. And if you need to learn about what's happening, it's actually perhaps the borderline of the right way to learn about it, because the news in itself is quite scary. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say. My sister told me on the news, he's spouting so many fake things now that the BBC have actually got a fact checker at the bottom of the screen that says, like, the information that Donald Trump is saying here has, cannot be verified.
Wow.
So we're actually reporting his fake news.
Yeah.
The president of the United States, the rest of the world, is literally putting a little disclaimer at the bottom that says, we're giving you this news because this is what's happening in the world, but this is a load of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cray.
Cray.
So
Absolutely.
wild.
Cray.
So be kind. Be kind, be
Yeah.
aware, but don't let this pull you off your mission. We might have to go underground. Okay? Don't think for 1 minute that you're not part of it, because they might come for Jewish people, they might come for black people, they might come for immigrants, they might come for your skin color, they might come for your gender, they might come for your sexual orientation, they might come for you just because you're a woman, and they're coming for you. They're coming for all of us, unless you are a cis white male, Christian.
Yeah.
Cis white male is the only safe category. And we don't have many Christian cis white males listening. Not our demographic.
No.
But if you are a Christian cis white male, and you're a good man, your life is about to get a lot more difficult, because you're going to have to advocate for what evil is represented as. And there are Christian cis white males that are good men.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, brother, because for those of you that are, this is going to be tough. Not as tough as the people that are, discriminated against quite heavily, but still not a walk in the park. So maybe we all just take care of each other, and the good people do what they can.
I agree.
Okay. Well,
Thanks for
live
that.
long and prosper.
Thanking you.
Yeah, thanks for the information.
Yeah. Interesting one.
And we'll keep you up to date with the President of the United States,
Yeah.
Mrs. Elon Musk, and her First Lady and sex confidant, toe sucker, Donald Jessica Trump.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
Thank you for listening.
Don't forget to follow our socials.
Join our free group and let us know what you'd like to hear about in the future.
Join us next time.
Love you. Bye.